Hey, I'm Farah and welcome to this class. This is going to be a 20-minute hip opening quick flow to create some space in your hips if you're feeling a little bit tight, and just create some nice movement in your body. So whenever you're ready, just join me on your mat. If you have a block around, it could come in handy. You can use also a few books, something like that. You will need it in just one or two poses today. So no need to stress if you don't have one, just use a couple of books stacked on top of each other. And let's begin. So we're gonna start in a tabletop position. So you can bring your knees underneath your hips and your shoulders over your wrists. And spread the fingers wide. And let's just take a few moments to circle through the hips. So you're gonna circle your hips over your knees, circle your shoulders over your wrists. Just find some more space in your body. And let's take it the other direction. Just creating more space in your joints, noticing any areas that feel a bit stagnant today. And slowly, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips, lift the knees, come into a downward facing dog. Just pressing the knuckles into the ground, you can slightly bend your knees as you lengthen your spine. So having a slight bend in your knees will help you to create more space in your spine. Press your knuckles down. And from here, we're going to inhale as you reach the right leg really high. Bend your right knee and open your right hip so that your right hip is elevated on top of your left. Breathe into that. And take a big circle with your right hip, circling over and circling around. Keeping the slight bend in your knee. You're just going to bring more mobility into your hip joint. Circling back and forth in both directions. And slowly lower that right foot down. Meet me back in a downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up high. Bend your left knee and take a big opening with the left hip as you bring your left hip over your right. Allow your palms to be equally distributed with the weight. And let's circle through the left hip. Starting in one direction, keeping the left knee bending, and let's take it to the other direction. Allowing your breath to flow into your hips, and let's lower that left foot down. And from here, we're going to step the right foot forward and step the left leg forward. Bring both feet as wide as your mat. Making sure that your feet are pointing forward. We're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And as you exhale, we're going to lower the hips down. Come into a Malasana Yogi squat. And if this is too much for you right now, you can bring something underneath your hips. I'm going to use this nice block here to bring it underneath the hips. Press the triceps into the knees. Lengthen the spine. If you don't need the block, you can just keep your hips lifted, squeezing the knees towards the triceps. And from here, we're going to slowly close the feet towards each other. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders and lift your hips up high. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. And you can release the block here. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Let your head be very heavy. Take 3 long, expansive, deep breaths. And from here, starting to let your head be super heavy, grabbing onto your 2 elbows from side to side. And slowly round your spine as you rise all the way up. And bring your feet together. Making sure that your right foot is pointing forward. We're going to inhale, reach the arms really high, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward. Press your hands down and step both legs to the back, come into a plank. Lower your knees. Hug your elbows in as you squeeze them. Inhale, lift your chest up, upward facing dog, and tuck the toes under, come back in a downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step the right foot outside of your right hand, coming into a lizard pose. Walk your hands forward here. You can lower the back knee down as you walk your hands even more forward. And from there, we're going to start to lift the back knee up. Keeping your back heel right over your toes. The spine is long. Taking a big breath here. Allow your knee to press into your right shoulder. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Reach your left arm up high. Come into a twist. Taking another deep breath here. Right arm is reaching towards the sky. As you exhale, lower your right hand down and walk your hands towards your left foot as you bring your feet parallel to each other, coming into a wide-legged stance. We're going to bring the hands at the hips as you lift your chest up high. Inhale, lift the chest up, create more space, and as you exhale, slightly bend your knees and fold forward, coming into Prasarita. Wide-legged stance. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and from there you can start to lengthen your legs. Keep lengthening, straightening the legs, and let your chest fall forward. Deep breath here. You can walk your hands behind your hips for more, otherwise hands are just underneath the shoulders. Let this be slow and steady. From here, bring your hands back on over your hips and point your right foot forward. Bend your right knee and reach your arms out to the side. Come into a warrior 2. Keeping the right hand extending forward, left hand is to the back. Noticing that your knee and your toes are pointing to the same direction. From here, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up high, straighten the right leg. Exhale, reach the arms to the side as you bend your right knee. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, extend the arms, bend your right knee. Inhale, right arm lifts. Both arms lift, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Slowly straighten your right knee. Walk your left foot a little bit forward as you reach your right arm forward. Lower your right hand over your shin. You can grab your block, place it underneath your hand. Reach your left arm high. Coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. If you don't have a block, you can just keep your hand over your shin. Deep breaths. Keeping your gaze strong over your right foot or over your left hand, wherever is more comfortable for you. Slowly, let's bend the right knee, windmill both hands down to the ground, and step your right leg to the back. Come into your plank position. We're going to lean the weight forward, squeeze your elbows in. Inhale, lift the chest up high, press your knuckles down. Exhale, come back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, bring the left knee to your left elbow and step your left foot outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee down, walk your hands in front of you. Press your fingertips down, lengthen the spine, push your chest forward. Let's lift the right knee up, coming into your lizard pose, Uttanapishtasana. Lengthening the spine. Making sure you're breathing into your left hip. Slowly walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Right hand roots down, lift the left arm high, coming into your twist. Easy twist. Right hand roots down, left arm is extending up. Open the left side of your chest more. Making sure the breath is continuously flowing. And slowly lower the left hand back down. Walk your hands towards your right foot as you come into your to your Prasarita Padottanasana. So we're going to keep the feet extending forward. Bring your hands at your hips. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale, we're going to melt down. So you can turn around just like I did if you want to keep seeing me. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping the spine long here. And so you want to avoid curling your spine. You want to keep the spine long, and the bend is really happening at the hips. From here, we're going to grab onto our two big toes with the index and the third finger, the middle finger, and let your chest fall forward. Bring your elbows to the side. 2 more deep breaths. Just finding a moment of stillness, feeling safe in this forward fold. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders and rise them on top of your hips as you rise up to the front, to the top. Shoulders melt down. And from here, we're gonna open the left foot to the side as you bend your left knee, keeping your hands at your hips. Allow this stance to be strong. The hips are squared. And extend your arms out to the side, coming into warrior 2. Keeping your gaze strong on your left hand. From here, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up high, straighten the left leg. And exhale, bend the left knee, come back into your warrior 2. Shoulders are over the hips. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bend the left knee, warrior 2. One more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the left knee, warrior 2. From here, we're going to slowly straighten the left leg, walk your right foot a little bit forward, and reach your left arm forward as you bend from your hips. Left hand lowers onto your shin and right arm reaches up high. Coming into your Trikonasana. Again, a block can be super helpful here. Otherwise, your hand is on your shin, reaching the right arm high. And slowly we're going to lower both hands down, bend your left knee, send your left leg to the back, come back into your plank pose. Lower your knees down, squeeze your elbows in, let's lean forward, bending the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest up high, and exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Your heels are hiding behind your ankles. Knuckles are rooted down. From here, we're going to open the feet as wide as the mat and walk your hands back towards your heels. Lower your hips down, coming into your Malasana Yogi squat. Again, you can place a few blocks underneath your hips if it's too much for you, so you can just be seated down. Otherwise, your Malasana Yogi squat, triceps are pressing into the knees. Taking a deep breath here. And if it's in your practice, you can take a crow pose by bringing your hands underneath your shoulders and allow your knees to come on top of your triceps as you lean your weight forward and lift one foot high, round your upper back, and then lift the other foot high. And if it's not in your practice and you don't want to do that, you can just stay in your Malasana pose, keep breathing. Otherwise, we're in crow pose, lifting the heels high. Maybe one foot lifts up first, and the other, just whatever is more comfortable for you. Let's slowly lower the feet down And lower the knees down, come into a child's pose. If you're in Vinyasa, come back into a child's pose as well. Just let your knees be a bit wide. Let your forehead melt down. And from here, we're gonna slowly rise up, walk your hands forward, and lie down on your stomach, bringing your forearms rooted down into the earth, coming into a Sphinx pose here, one of my favorite simple back bends that really always does the job. Bring your feet wide, press your hands down, and lift your chest up. When you lift your chest up, you're gonna find that your shoulders are melting away from the ears. Taking 3 deep breaths here, making sure that the knees are engaged as they lift up. Extend the knees. Taking 2 more deep breaths. And exhale, let's lower down. Bring your hands underneath the forehead. And just take a moment to enjoy this stillness that you've created. Enjoy the space that's present in your body as you open through the hips, open through the heart. And let's slowly turn over to our backs. You can lie down on your back, bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as the mat, and bring your knees in towards each other. Just taking a moment here. Noticing the quality of your breathing. And slowly open your knees out. We're going to keep the feet still as wide as the mat. You're going to bring your left ankle on top of your right ankle. And lower both knees down to the left side. So we're internally rotating the right thigh. We're internally rotating that. And we're coming into a simple twist here. You can bring your hands to the side. You can keep them on your belly, just whatever is more comfortable for you. I'm going to keep my left hand on my belly and right hand extended to allow my gaze to fall over my right hand. So it's great to find a bit of internal rotation after opening the hips. Bring a bit more balance into the body. And slowly lift the knees up. Lower your left foot, making sure that it's at the outside edges of your mat. And right ankle comes over the left knee. So the right ankle is over the left knee. And we're going to lower both knees down over to the right side, internally rotating the left thigh. Left hand's going to come to the side, right hand's on my belly, gazing towards the left hand. Deep breath. Just allowing your body to be still as you enjoy that. And slowly let's lift the knees up. Bring your knees into your chest, hug your knees in, roll from side to side. Just doing whatever feels good for you. And slowly we're gonna reach the left leg, the legs up high, and come into your final pose, happy baby. So you can grab into the inside of your feet or the outside of your feet. You can also grab the 2 big toes, just grabbing any point of your foot with your palms and pushing your hands down into your feet to help us create more openness, more space into the hips. And you might feel some tension at the top of your thigh here as you block the blood flow. And this is going to be really good when we release, because then all of the energy, all of the flow is just going to run through your body. So take another deep breath here. Press your feet down with your hands. And exhale, let's slowly release that. Feeling much more space has been created. Take your feet out wide. Bring your hands at your belly. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And deep breath out. One more time. Deep breath in. Expand through the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And opening your mouth. Exhale, slowly releasing. Bring your hands by your side. Let your palms face up. Just take a final moment to allow your body to really integrate everything you've just done. Noticing how your belly expands with your inhale, how it falls with your exhale. There's always a continuous flow of breath flowing into your body. Slowly starting to bring in some more movement into your body. You can wiggle your fingers, circle your ankles, and reach your arms all the way over your head. Point your feet together. Just take a big stretch. Big inhale and exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll backwards and forwards. Roll from side to side. Just do whatever feels good for you. And slowly come all the way back into your seated position. Bringing your hands at your knees. Long spine. Taking a moment to really honor yourself, honor your practice, to feel gratitude for being here, and take notice of all the space that you've created in your body through the hips, through the spine. Allow this energy to flow into your body and into the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your practice. It was so nice having you. If you enjoyed that, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a new sequence every week on Thursdays. And I'm Farah. It was so nice having you. Have a great day. Bye.